Ladies and gentlemen of the three-dimensional frequency, welcome to my channel. Today, I wanted to touch on a topic that's near and dear to my heart. A topic so broad in range, a topic so wide in coherence of the meaning of it all, that it'll take a while for me to articulate what the true meaning of humanity's ascension will come to in a moment of ascension energies that are building up to a precipice of what is. Of what is in the middle of a night so deep and so steeped in the darkness of who we truly are. Of the entity in which we've been living with for eons and millions of evolutionary feats. The endless feats that humanity has gone through during, before, and rendering up to the process that is the ascension to the five-dimensional frequency are a part of some tales that I can never speak of, are a part of some everlasting tales that will forever float in the wind of what is, as humanity itself will soon be set to experience the greatest and grandest awakening of all histories past, present, and future, as time is not a limitation. Time is not a quantification of what is and what is not to be, as time, my friends, does not exist in the quantum realm of the reality of an existence so large in scale, so massive in weight, that I cannot describe to you in one video what this all means to a collective that has been sitting in the dark for far too long. The topic that I wanted to touch on is a finicky one, as are all other topics that I touch on during these video sessions on a daily basis. But this particular one has never been touched on by humanity as an entirety of a whole or as a singular fractal of any energetic frequency out there. This particular topic has never been shared. It's never been quantified into a meaning of sorts that I am about to put on a table so wide, so broad in scale, that the depth of these analogies might float by you in the middle of this night that is so dark, that is so deep, that is so wide in concept, that the table itself might just experience a sinking of sorts within a frequency that's so dense, so broad, so wide, so heavy in scale, so light in airiness, as words cannot describe the type of frequency that we will be able to step into at the precipice of the five-dimensional frequency, as we shift and change our biological being, our energetic being, our being on every single level of beings will shift and change and skew and morph itself into that of the five-dimensional frequency. Within this frequency, we will see of many tales, into a night so dark, into a morning so bright. These tales themselves have an endlessness that I can never touch on, that no human spirit, no spiritual spirit, no spirit in itself, no energetic frequency, no energetic spirit can ever touch on the frequency and the meaning of the five-dimensional frequency in this process, in this allotted time of the very short and small and minute lifespans of ours that we are here to live within the single fleck of a singular fractal of a soul that you are, that I am in this very moment in time. That is all of the entirety of all and what is to become and what is to become a whole within all that we are, within all of reality, within all of consciousness as a whole. Now, what does this mean as we head into an ascension so great, as we head into an ascension so grand? It means society within itself will not believe what is about to happen to a collective so large in scale, to a collective so intelligent in a night filled with airiness, to a collective that's been around for eons of ionic feats, that has banded together in a negativity so steeped in darkness, on a precipice of sorts, of the direction that this darkness is about to take us as a whole of an entirety of a consciousness that is so ready to see a light so bright, to see a light so everlasting, to see a light so forgiving of all that it is, of all that your soul is, of all that your soul encompasses, of all of the entirety of the all, that this light itself will forever be known as the 5-dimensional frequency light. Within this frequency, steeped in its ionic structure, you will find so much of God's forgiving lights intermingled within its biological structure of what is. This light is a source that was sent directly by God's consciousness to assist in our humanity's ascension process. Within this process, there have been a lot of assistance from intergalactic races, from galactic fleets within galactic feats, as the adventures are endless, as they've traversed through wormholes and tunneling systems, through space, through layers and layers of frequencies, to make their way into our atmosphere, to make a way into the space, into the pocket above our existence, to witness, to behold, to help, to alleviate the pain of what is, as they marvel at Mother Gaia, at every single soul fractal of a fractal of a fractal that exists on this 3-dimensional plane, as we are a unity consciousness that is to be reckoned with. As we can't tell in this moment in time how many galactic fleets are within our atmosphere, as this information has not been shared with us on any level of levels, within our government structures, within our systems of systems, within our humanity's evolution of the knowledge that we possess of the extraterrestrial beings, of extraterrestrial civilizations that are out there. As this knowledge has been minute, as this knowledge has been stifled by the ones in charge of our evolutionary feats, by the ones on a negative spectrum that have been trying and have successfully delivered a reality, a perspective, an entirety of a whole to a generation, to a society, to a human race that has allowed their consciousness to be tinctured with concepts seeped so steep within the opposite of what is, seeped so narrowly within the fractals of their beings, seeped within the deepest of places within our societal structures are these lies that we rely on, are these lies that we breathe in, are these lies that we live in. As extraterrestrial species band together above our atmosphere, above our atmospheric compression of what is, as they look in on our little fishbowl of planet Earth to discover all of the wonders within, all of the tranquility within, all of the soul fractals that so much so belongs to the unity consciousness of a whole that they also belong to. They marvel at our bravery. They smile at our heroic feats. They cry and mourn with our society as we mourn the evolution of the breaking down of our societal structures, a societal structure that has kept us in the dark for far too long. For far too long has a society been floating in a sea so dark, without control of the direction in which a collective can speed down on the slide of an evolutionary adventure we call life, upon birth, upon death, upon rebirth of reincarnation cycles that never ever end. But finally, we come to a point where I can confidently say that as a collective, as a unity consciousness, as a whole, we are about to take the steering wheel and direct ourselves towards the direction of the light, towards the direction in which we all belong as a unity consciousness of a whole, and away from the darkness that we've been traversing in for far too long, for as long as we can remember as a societal structure. We've been traversing in this darkness, admiring our feats, defeated by the energies of what is, allowing a certain percentage of the population, of the entirety of the whole, to control all that we are, all that we are not, and all that we shall never be, and all that we shall ever be, as an entirety of a whole. Right now, as a societal structure, we are ready. We are so ready to take back our power to a point of no return, to a point of endlessness of love in the night, to a point where we can confidently say, we've made it. We've made it into a 5-dimensional frequency so strong, so loving, so tranquil are these energies that ever were, that ever was, and that ever will be, as God can confidently say that it is ready to release this energetic frequency that has been bubbled up within its being for millennia, for eons and eons of evolutionary feats that never ever end. As it's been holding onto this frequency, as it's been holding onto this energy, knowing that one day this energy would have to be released to bring back the entirety of the whole of what is into a singular consciousness of what is, into a unity consciousness of all that we are, all that we will ever be, and all that has never left us. In a time of evolutionary feats, as we come to a precipice of what is, in a reality so steeped in amnesia, in a reality so steeped in all that we are not, it is finally time to say, to celebrate at the wonder of all that we are, and all that we shall ever be, and all that we will ever be, as this reality has never left us. This reality of source consciousness, of God's consciousness, of a light so bright, in the middle of the night so dark, has been a part of our societal structure since the beginning of time, since before the very first fractal that has ever fractaled out into the quantum verse of time. This light frequency is pure love, pure tranquility, pure God frequency. And it shall forever guide our society. It shall forever flow and etch our energetic fields like the rivers that never leave the bosoms of Mother Earth. It shall forever retain its energetic structure and shall forever be remembered as the energy, the memory, the lessons, the tranquility of what is, the everlasting truths that never fade in the wind. As truths, my friends, truths foretold can be told, but they can never be forgotten. As forgetfulness was a part of this game we've been playing all along, and forgetfulness was an illusion of the soul, an illusion of the self, an illusion of a society who so bravely stepped out in the middle of this night to experience all that there is from the opposite of what is, in agreeance, in total participation, in annoyance, in the tranquility of what is, as a mass of this consciousness that decided to step out so bravely, away from itself, away from what is, to experience the stimulation of what they are not, is ready to finally come back home once and for all.